Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Thursday, March 12, 2026. Making the headlines tonight, BTL submits updated speednet buyout proposal. One of two siblings shot in robbery attempt in Belize City succumbs. Police kill gunman. And the Belizean lawyer Andrew Bennett's extradition case now before the CCJ. We'll take a first break and return with the news in detail.
Get your body sculpted with gym equipment and accessories from Benny's. Quality and savings.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank. Building the future together.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy.
Bet we've always proudly celebrated Women's Month. This year, we celebrate women keeping the balance at home, at work, and in their communities. That's why all March long, all women receive 15% off store-wide. From paints to plumbing and everything in between. Plus 20 to 65% off lots more deals on sale and clearance. With trusted experience, top quality products, and service that's second to none. We're here to support women every step of the way. Visit or call us today. Happy Women's Month from all of us at Habet and Abet and Brothers Abet, doing our part to balance the scales.
At its launch in 2022-2023 academic year, the program supported 947 students across 4 secondary high schools. And I think we started off in the south side of Belize City. In the 2026-2027 fiscal period, the Education Upliftment Project will expand to 27 secondary schools, reaching over 40,000 students. These numbers indicate an increase of more than 13,000 beneficiaries, representing growth of over 1,000% in less than 4 years. In 2026-2027, 100% of students enrolled in government secondary schools nationwide will attend school for free. Over 60% of all secondary school students in Belize, 60% of all students in Belize will benefit from free education, providing significant financial relief to more than 8,500 families.
In a democracy, what is good for the government cannot be bad for the people. And what is good for the people cannot be bad for the government.
We came a long way. It's like over 16 years that it was basically like 2-3 houses in that area.
It was wild. One high bush like jungle. I want to take my lick. Say no water, no light. I tell her no about that. We have figured it out.
You know, you wonder how long it will take for this to happen.
A year ago, you were considered squatters.
We made a picado and we came in. I made a teenager. Everybody said it was swamp, it was swamp. When we get in here, it was like gold.
Today, you're landowners.
This stuff for we, and we proud of this.
Now we're claiming our house on the land.
We have worked so hard to make this happen for us.
This is a beautiful day, folks, because we are taking care of the people who have taken care of us. Because we wouldn't be here today without you.
Drea Espinosa. Belize Telemedia Limited, BTL, on Tuesday, February 10, made an updated submission regarding its proposed acquisition of SpeedNet Communications Limited to the regulator, the Public Utilities Commission, PUC. We note that the submission was made 2 workdays after the Ministry of Public Utilities, Honorable Michelle Shabat, announced in the House of Representatives on Friday, February 6, that the Prime Minister had ordered a pause on discussions for BTL to, quote, further engage the public in a genuine, open, and cordial way, and to ensure the proper regulatory process is followed, end quote. He further explained that any proposed acquisition of this nature must first be reviewed by the regulatory body. The updated submission was required given the withdrawal from the deal of 3 cable companies. BTL had submitted its first proposal on January 8, 2026. BTL made presentations to the PUC on the submission on that same day and then again on January 27. Of the updated version, the PUC says BTL advised that the acquisition is subject to approval by the company's board of directors and, importantly, that the submission is being made in advance of that approval. After reviewing the submission, the PUC says it has written to both BTL and SpeedNet requesting responses on critical considerations. These include matters relating to, quote, consumer protection, service continuity, and quality of service commitments, corporate strategy, transitional structures, financial soundness of the proposed transaction, infrastructure sharing, and market transparency and fairness, end quote. Both BTL submissions and the communication from the PUC are available on the PUC's website at www.puc.bz. The PUC has set aside 1 month to receive comments from the public. The deadline is Monday, April 13 at 5 p.m. Comments can be submitted to info@puc.bz. The subject should be comments proposed acquisition of SpeedNet Communications by Belize Telemedia Limited. And a brazen shooting in broad daylight before 11 this morning in Belize City left 2 siblings and a suspect injured. One of the victims and the gunman are now confirmed dead. According to reports, the incident, which is believed to have been an attempted robbery, occurred near Conchel Bay at the corner of Vernon Street and East Collect Canal. One of the siblings was identified as 29-year-old Clinton Powell, who passed away. Reports said that Powell and his sister, 27-year-old Keandra Powell, were with their mother and were setting up to sell food when they were targeted. It is reported that police who were patrolling nearby responded quickly to the sound of gunshots and were able to detain a suspect who was injured in an exchange of fire. The gunman, later identified as 40-year-old Ryan Barnett, subsequently passed away. Police are investigating. ASP Stacy Smith shared what the initial investigation has revealed thus far.
Initial investigation suggests that siblings Keandra Powell, 27 years of age, and Clinton Powell, 29 years of age, were at a stall on East Collect Canal at approximately 11:15 a.m. when they were fired upon. Officers on patrol in the immediate area responded to this incident, and the indication is that a third person, namely 40-year-old Ryan Barnett, who the indication is that he...
After Bennett was accused of money laundering in Puerto Rico and was sought by American authorities. A grand jury in Puerto Rico indicted Bennett on 7 counts of in absentia. A warrant for his arrest dates back to July 2015. The investigation began after the Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, received information from an informant in 2013 that prominent bankers and political officials were using 2 foreign banks in Belize to launder money. Bennett was apprehended in a sting when an undercover agent allegedly gave him a bag of cash that contained $250,000. The U.S. government initiated his extradition proceedings in 2017, and Bennett was arrested in Belize in January of 2018. He was released on $100,000 bail and placed under strict conditions. At the CCJ, Bennett is being represented by King's Counsel Edward Fitzgerald and attorney Hector Guerra of Marine Parade Chambers. During a hearing on Tuesday, Bennett's legal team argued that the evidence against him, in particular WhatsApp messages, were illegally obtained and should not be admitted in court as evidence. We hear KC Fitzgerald on the matter during the hearing.
There's no dispute at paragraph 11 of the respondent's submissions that they accept that was unconstitutional, and that's at page 1480. Moreover, we say that the receipt and extraction of the appellant's WhatsApp messages from the phone by the US agent Joseph Peltz was prohibited by Section 3 of the Interception of Communications Act. Your Honours, you have that in the appellant's submissions at Section 3 set out, and it's dealt with in the judgment of Justice James at paragraph 20 at page 592, that it was a breach of the Section 3 of the Interception of Communications.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Counsel, but I assume that at some point you will discuss with us the implications of the fact that apparently at the time we are talking about, that act was not in force.
Yes, my Lord, that's precisely the point I was going to come to.
You'll come to that, I'm sure you will, yes.
Right now, it's true that at that time it had not yet been brought into force. It wasn't until a statutory instrument in 2023 that it was brought into force. But this doesn't diminish the significance of the legislature's decision that such conduct should be deemed criminal. It's a product of the fact that the Act in Section 34 provided the Act shall come into force on a day to be appointed by the Minister by order published in the Gazette, and the Executive did not appoint a commencement date until the statutory instrument number 137, which the court has.
Earlier this week, it became public that Brian J. Mast, who is the chairman of the U.S. House Foreign Affairs Committee, wrote a letter to U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio regarding what he stated were concerns surrounding the rule of law in Belize and how that would affect U.S. investments in the country. In part, the letter states, quote, "I would appreciate the department's assessment of recent investor disputes involving compulsory land acquisition to determine whether these issues warrant closer U.S. attention." The State Department's own 2025 investment climate statement notes that U.S. and other foreign investors have cited lack of transparency, land insecurity, undue influence by politically powerful stakeholders, and corruption as impediments to doing business in Belize. Acquisitions, competing ownership claims, and a broader deterioration of investor protections in Belize, it should be crystal clear to the government of Belize and to Atlantic Bank Thus, this situation is considered serious, systemic, and unacceptable. For years, we have warned that the way Stake Bank Island has been treated through arbitrary actions, political interference, and disregard for due process would damage Belize's reputation and threaten its relationship with key partners, end quote. Minister of Foreign Affairs Honorable Francis Fonseca was contacted for comment, and via WhatsApp he said, quote, both the House Committee and the Department of State can be assured of Belize's full cooperation in any assessment of our investment claim and our commitment to judicial independence and the rule of law. We're very proud of our record in this regard. In terms of the Stake Bank project, it is well known that this is the subject of ongoing litigation in Belize. We are confident in our legal system, and respect for the rule of law and judicial independence require that these court proceedings be allowed to follow their course. We regard these developments seriously and will respond to them through all relevant and available channels accordingly, end quote. Fonseca added that a formal response is forthcoming from the ministry. After the break, a businessman, Bradley Palman, shot during home invasion. Stay with us.
El rotavirus es una de las principales causas de diarrea acuosa severa y vómitos en niños. Puede causar deshidratación severa y hospitalizaciones. La buena noticia es que la vacuna contra el rotavirus ya está disponible. Se administra por gotas orales a los 2, 4 y 6 meses de edad. Protege tu bebé. Visite hoy su centro de salud más cercano.
Can be checked on your rate sheets. Share the landed cost with your customer and finalize the sale in minutes. Once the sale is confirmed, the system generates your declaration identification number, your key to a smooth and fast drop-off. And if you don't have internet access, you can always visit any of our post offices for assistance. Bring your unsealed package and declaration ID to any Belize Postal Service location. Our clerks will verify your items, seal your package, and prepare your declaration, quick and simple. It's fast, simple, reliable. The Belize Postal Service, connecting your business to the world.
Flying is fun, but it can also be dangerous. Fly kites safely by following these tips. Never use wire, metallic thread, or wire-reinforced strings. You could be electrocuted. Remember, even a safely built kite can cause a power outage if it gets caught in a power line. Always use paper, plastic, or wood to build kites. Never fly kites near power lines, in the path of traffic, aircrafts, or near highways. Always fly kites with a responsible adult in open areas, in dry weather, and with clear visibility. Never attempt to remove your kite from a power line. Always call BEL at 0800-235-2273 if your kite gets caught in a power line. Belize Electricity Limited. We care about your safety.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands 8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives 8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Is that all?
every day.
Sea una persona ocupada o atrapada en el tráfico, o que tenga una circunstancia adversa o muy exigente, la tensión se acumula y lo estresa. El estrés ataca a todos en cualquier momento, a cualquier edad. El estrés es un asesino. Es mejor estar vivo que muerto, así que visite la farmacia de Freetown para obtener opciones.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué puedo hacer para usted hoy?
Estoy bien estresado.
Ok, tengo una pastilla que le va a ayudar, ¿ok? Que toma una de eso al día, para 10 días, y va a estar bien después, ¿eh?
Ok. Farmacia Freetown, carretera 28 Freetown, donde estás mejor vivo que muerto. Farmacia Freetown, teléfono 22 32 87 6.
Our Belize City is growing because of continued investment. From rehabilitated streets to expanding neighborhoods, significant investments are improving how our city functions and how our communities live. In the last 2 years alone, more than 250 streets have been rehabilitated, representing almost $34 million invested directly in physical infrastructure that improves access and quality of life. At the same time, the city continues to expand. Developments such as the Holy Emmanuel area, also known as Gungulung, reflect increased demand for land and housing as Belize City expands in a more $6. Under the new assessment, the property value has appreciated by 40%, making the property now worth $35,000. Therefore, the new amount to be paid will be 2% of $35,000, which works out to $700. For an occupied property valued at $25,000, we charge an annual 10% rate, which works out to $2,500. Under the new assessment, the property's value has appreciated by 18%, making the property now worth $29,500. Therefore, the new amount to be paid will be 10% of $29,500, which works out to $2,950. To support property owners, your Belize City Council is encouraging residents to take advantage of the ongoing property tax prepayment incentives. Property owners receive 15% off in January, 10% off in February, and 5% in March. And senior citizens receive a 35% discount year-round. Remember, this adjustment represents an appreciation in your property's worth, not a change in tax rates, ensuring continued investment in your city while providing valuable data for informing investors, municipal bondholders, and individual credit assessments. And we want residents to know the law provides a clear mechanism for review and appeal if needed. Those who believe their valuation does not fairly reflect their property have the right to engage the Belize City Valuation Appeals Board. Your Belize City Council remains committed to openness, accountability, and ensuring that growth is managed fairly for everyone. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
"68-year-old businessman Bradley Pauman, the owner of Dark Night Cave and Adventures Limited in Franks Eddy Village, Cayo, had to be hospitalized after being injured in a home invasion Wednesday evening. The incident occurred at around 5:30 p.m. Celine Pauman reported to police that she was bound by 3 intruders who attacked her husband while demanding the password to a safe. They shot him to the shoulder and chest during a struggle. The intruders then fled the house with the safe, which contained cash and jewelry. Pauman reported to police that he would have been shot to the head had the firearm not jammed. Here is ASP Stacy Smith.
What we have learned so far in the course of the ongoing investigation is that Powman was at his residence in Frank's Eddy Village, along with other members of his family, when 3 masked male persons are reported to have entered that residence. One of the male persons was armed with a firearm, and they made demands of the family that they handed over items that were in their possession. A struggle ensued between Mr. Powman and the armed male person, and during the course of that, Mr. Powman is reported to have received those gunshot wounds. The male persons escaped with items of property belonging to the occupants of the house, and police have since detained one person in course of the ongoing investigation and are seeking 2 others.
Do police have any indication if this incident is related to past involvement that Mr. Powman has been involved in before regarding his abetment to murder, arraignment, all of that?
There is no indication to that effect thus far. The investigation is ongoing.
The police would not state if they believe it may be an inside job. Powman is listed in a stable condition. The Public Utilities Commission, PUC, on Wednesday notified that it has completed its public consultation on market dominance in the telecommunications sector. Based on their assessment, the Commission has determined that Belize Telemedia Limited, BTL, holds market dominance across all retail and wholesale telecommunications markets, with SpeedNet holding market dominance and the wholesale call termination only, meaning they only control calls that end on their network. According to the release, quote, the identification of market dominance enables the Commission to develop regulatory measures necessary to ensure that the structure and operation of the telecommunications sector remain consistent with the objectives of the Act, including the promotion of effective competition, the protection of consumers and other users of telecommunications services, and the orderly development of telecommunications infrastructure, end quote. The Commission says it will use the findings to consider appropriate regulatory measures if necessary to promote fair competition, protect consumers, and ensure the continued development of the telecommunications sector. The regulatory measures include ensuring transparency, non-discrimination, cost-based pricing, access to infrastructure, service quality, and voting rights. They also stated that what the law firm has paid for services to BTL does not compare to what Senator Glenfield Dennison requested for his advice to the BCWJ.
There's 2 things we want to highlight. To the first one, that you said that the board member does not have voting rights. That doesn't mean anything. The attorneys, and there's no other attorney around that BTL board, has the most influence, especially the one that is the corporate secretary. So let me give a quick history. Lois Youngborough was the corporate secretary and the attorney around the table when she advised the BTL board that the pension subsumes the severance in 1995. So we find that the current corporate secretary is also the attorney that advises the board. It's not about who can vote, it's about who has the most influence, and she has it today.
Apart from the internal legal counsel?
Yes, the internal legal counsel don't sit on the board. Now, in terms of the second question you had about the reference to the invoice, the only way to clear that, they're very simple. Send we for no invoice. I don't want to make we could compare it and make we could know for sure, and rest any doubts in our minds. Then send we all of their invoices. We are not talking about the invoices that they probably sent last week or since January, because we saw those people appear at the CCJ when there was the hearing on this case. We've seen the letters that they have sent to employees representing BTL. We have heard from them that they're getting legal advice from senior counsels. So we want to see all the invoices. You can't tell us that your invoice is less. You can prove it. Show us your invoice, and then we will know our invoices, and we can compare it for ourselves.
And stop throwing the stones and hiding your hands, because their messenger, one of their messenger, clearly stated to us to take that case that went all the way to the CCJ was about $20 million. So tell them stop throwing stones and hide the hand.
That was off record or on the record? Like one of the off record. The last thing I
In his response to the leader of the opposition on the matter at Tuesday's House meeting, Minister of Public Utilities Michelle Shabat also confirmed the advisory role of the corporate secretary to the BTL board.
I was saying, Madam Speaker, if they recall who had instructed and who had advised BTL that these workers should not have been paid, perhaps they would have thought twice to raise this issue. Because if memory serves right, it was no other than Lois Young who had advised on that issue, Madam Speaker.
At their protest on Tuesday outside the National Assembly building, the Belize Communications Workers for Justice commented on the fact that Belize Telemedia Limited, in a notice to former workers, is not accounting for the 3% interest before November 5, 2025, that the Prime Minister said the company was willing to pay. The notice only references 6% interest after the CCJ judgment.
BTL is sticking to the 6% since November 5th, since the judgment, which as we explained is significantly less, even significantly less than the 3% that the Prime Minister said BTL was prepared to do. So BTL is really a bit confused about what they're supposed to be doing, because if their board said that they are, it's kind of strange for us why then to the general former employees they're saying, if you come in today, I will only give you from November 5th, 2026. So their messaging is very confusing. We evaluate what is said, and again, from that messaging, if you would go to BTL today, that interest that you're getting is a little bit over $100. What the Prime Minister has said in terms of the 3% is even significantly more, but what we believe that they owe us is the 6% since the day we left, which is the actual amount that matches our severance and the time that we have left. So that information that BTL is putting out right now is not new. It's what they said in the press conference. But my understanding is that people that, well, from our group, I haven't received anyone that wants to say that they will go and accept what BTL is offering.
Also, I can name, and I won't call the name like DK would say, don't call name, but 2 people who have gone in. They were not a part of our group, but through their attorney, they had gone in after PM said 3%, and they were still not given the 3%. So I believe that the messengers that were sent to negotiate with us is not taking the message. There are 3 sides to a story. You have our side, you have their side, and you have the right side. And our side is also the right side. So they're not taking the proper message to the board, and I believe to the Prime Minister.
After the break, BCWJ addresses discrepancy in government's approach to 2 BTL-related issues. Stay tuned.
Rotavirus is a leading cause of severe watery diarrhea and vomiting in young children. It can lead to dangerous dehydration and hospital visits. The good news? The rotavirus vaccine is now available countrywide. It is given in drops at 2, 4, and 6 months of age. Protect your child. Visit your nearest health clinic today.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Call me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Smart. Stay connected. Stay happy.
Your Belize City Council, in collaboration with the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing, would like to update residents on the temporary traffic adjustments that will accompany the upcoming bridge infrastructure upgrades across our city. These major works, running through the 2026 to 2029 period, include the reconstruction of the Belcan Bridge and the Swing Bridge to improve long-term safety and city mobility. To help residents move safely and efficiently, here is the proposed flow of traffic. If you are coming into Belize City from the Philip Colson Highway, drivers are strongly encouraged to use the Chetumal Street Bridge as your main access route. This corridor is designated for highway traffic and heavy vehicles to reduce congestion in Midtown and downtown areas. If you are traveling toward the school zone along Princess Margaret Drive, this area remains accessible directly from the Philip Colson Highway. When traveling south to north through the Belcan Bridge area, traffic will flow one way only over the Evergreen Street Temporary Bridge crossing. Drivers should follow Central American Boulevard to Mahogany Street, continue onto Evergreen Street, and proceed to Philip Colson Highway, then toward Freetown Road. If you are traveling north to south toward downtown, make use of the temporary crossings from Hydes Lane. Traffic will flow one way from Queen Street to New Road into Hydes Lane, then through Regent Street West. Please note that the temporary crossings are designated to accommodate standard-sized vehicles and buses only. Heavy trucks and oversized vehicles will not be permitted to use this route and are advised to use the Chetumal Street Bridge or Bell China Bridge. Both the Bell China Bridge and Chetumal Street Bridge will remain open for two-way traffic and will serve as important relief routes for all commuters, including emergency access across the city. Residents should also plan travel carefully around peak congestion periods. Traffic is expected to be extremely busy between 6:30 to 8:30 a.m., 11:30. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
And effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
For any project, big or small, Best Screws provide strength, efficiency, durability, and affordability. Get the screws specifically designed for your next project. Get Best Screw, the power to build, the strength to last. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
Government continues to take decisive steps to strengthen and modernize Belize's electricity sector. Through strategic international partnerships, we are advancing significant solar investments. This will be supported by the Saudi Fund for Development, which will add meaningful renewable capacity, 40 megawatts